Garden Variety is a film that we developed trying to combine DV footage and some animated frames together to create animation. This was the first film that I had ever seen made using this exploration technique.
Will you stop talking about the harvest?
The idea of Garden Variety came from running an animation studio and talking to advertising agencies about using animation. A lot of their complaints about animation was that the clients were not really sure about what animation would look like. In other words, if the creatives could come up with a concept, show it to their clients, and they felt as though with animation, by the time the project was done, it was a totally different beast than what they had been talking about. So what we wanted to do was develop a technique where they could walk in with footage that looked like, you know, placement, characters, people, all that kind of stuff was placed in an area where they saw it. And so when the client sees the stuff, they see sort of a live action look, and that becomes a storyboard. And then we take it and create it into animation. And so the idea was for them to feel more secure with their clients in proposing this type of a look for kind of diving into a crossover between live action and animation.
Plus, I'm a hell of a lot riper than you.
Some of the production problems on Garden Variety were more technical than anything. The actual shooting of the film and getting the footage was relatively pretty easy. But the area where we had problems with were matching a lot of the colors and that kind of stuff, because when we did this film, a lot of that technology hadn't quite been developed on a consumer level yet. But as far as going out and spending $1 million, yeah, that stuff was around, but it was very expensive. So as far as this film goes, you'll see some color shifting around and stuff like that, but this is the original film. This is how we did it. I would also say that there was a little bit of technical problems matching the faces in different shots, because what we did was we shot all these, the bunch of takes in different camera angles and different stuff, because we weren't sure if we were going to tilt the thing sideways or front or whatever. And trying to match all that stuff ended up being a little bit of a problem. The lip sync didn't quite match, and part of that didn't match because what happens is, in order to make this footage look like animation, we have to manipulate the timing, which means that you end up manipulating the mouse. So what we ended up doing was pushing and pulling in the audio and the video to make it all match up. All in all, this film does have some personality and some fun. I think it's more script-based than what animation usually is, but I'll let you judge.